Good morning, dear students. So, dear students, today we shall move on to the new chapter, that is respiration in organisms. In your 7th standard, that second semester syllabus, in that one, first chapter is respiration in organisms. That means respiration in living organisms. So it is a first class. In this one, first we have to study what are the concept we are going to discuss in this chapter, and also what is respiration, what is breathing rate, and also how the respiration takes place in human beings or living organisms. So first we shall move on to the first one. What are the topics which are covered in this chapter? Means let us know one by one. So topics to be covered in this chapter is, first is introduction, and next is types of respiration. What are the types of respiration? That is aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, and what is the meaning of aerobic respiration and what is the meaning of anaerobic respiration, that is they already given. And also breathing, what is the concept of breathing and definition of breathing. And also we studying breathing in cockroach, that is different from human beings. That is a respiratory system is different from human beings. That's why we have to study how the breathing takes place in cockroach. That is in your syllabus. And also one more is that breathing in earthworm, breathing in earthworm. So earthworm only, how the breathing takes place in earthworm. So we are studying breathing in aquatic animals. So and all finally ends is respiration in plants. So these are the topics should be covered in this chapter, that is respiration in organisms. Once again I will repeat, we are going to study introduction, types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Next is breathing. In that breathing we are going to study breathing in cockroach, breathing in earthworm, breathing in aquatic animals, and respiration in plants. These are the topics to be covered in this chapter. So we shall move on to one by one. First go to introduction. Say, dear students, in the chapter, one day Bujo was eager waiting to meet his grandparents who were coming to the town after a year. One day Bujo's grandparents were coming to their town after a year. So in that one, he was in a really hurry as he wanted to receive them at the bus stop. So he wanted to receive their grandparents at the bus stop. He ran fast and reached the bus stop in a few minutes. For that reason, Bujo was ran very fastly and reached the bus stop in a few minutes. That means your concept is breathing concept is there. So he ran fastly means there is some changes in the breathing level. That is the concept. His grandmother asked him why he was breathing so fast. So his grandmother, observing that, grandmother will be asked to Bujo why he was breathing so fast. So Bujo told her that he came running all the way. But the question got stuck in his mind. He wondered why running makes a person breathe faster. So in her grandmother mind, there will be one question will be stuck, that why the breathing will be fast when running, or when running makes a person breathing faster, why ಅಂದರೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಓಡಿದರೆ ಅವನ ಉಸಿರಾಟ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು? The answer to Bujo's question lies in understanding why we breathe. To understand that concept, so first we have to understand why we breathe. Breathing is a part of a respiration. Without breathing can't able to live. Let us learn about respiration. So in this chapter we are going to learn about respiration. So first concept is there, that is why do we respire? In chapter 2, you learned that all organisms are made up of a small microscopic units called cells. A cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. In the chapter 2, we already learned this one. Each cell of an organism performs certain functions such as nutrition, transport, excretion, and reproduction. So to perform these functions, the cell needs energy. For this work, the cell needs energy. Even when we are eating, sleeping, or reading, we require energy. But where does this energy comes from? That is the main question. Can you say why your parents insist that you should eat regularly? What is the importance of that one? That is, the food has stored energy. So what we have taken the food, that food has stored in the form of energy, which is released during respiration. That food is released during respiration. So we shall move on to one by one. That is, all living organisms respire to get energy from food. All living organisms respire to get energy from food. During breathing, we breathe in air. During breathing means we are breathing in air. And you know that air contains, what is the components of air? In that one, oxygen is very important. We breathe out air which is rich in carbon dioxide. So the air we are breathe in, that air contains oxygen, and we breathe out air which is rich in carbon dioxide. What we are breathe out, that is rich in carbon dioxide. The air we breathe in is transported to all parts of the body and ultimately to reach each cells. In the cells, oxygen in the air helps the breakdown of food. So in the cells, there is oxygen that will be breakdown of food. That oxygen helps to the breakdown of food. See here, they given that the process of breakdown of food in the cell. Process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. See here, simple, very simple. That is breakdown of food in the cell with the help of oxygen. That is called as cellular respiration. So cellular respiration takes place in the cells of all organisms. So cellular respiration that will be takes place in all organisms that have cells. Alva. Then first you should learn this important definition, that is, define cellular respiration. They will ask. If they ask, you should write the process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy. That is called as cellular respiration. Next, in the cell, the food glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide and water using oxygen. So that food contains, that food is having energy in the form of glucose. That will be breaks down into carbon dioxide and water using oxygen. What will be next happens means, when breakdown of glucose occurs with the use of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. Glucose means what will be drip. That will be when you are going to sick or tired. So in the hospital you get that, alva. Yes, this is glucose, sudden energy. So here, food can also be broken down without using oxygen. This is called anaerobic respiration. So with using oxygen means that is aerobic respiration. Without using oxygen means there will be and takes place of anaerobic respiration. So in that one, what will be released as here? Glucose in the presence of oxygen. That means this is aerobic respiration. This is aerobic respiration. In that one, releasing of carbon dioxide and water with the release of energy takes place. This is the general equation. Next, You should know that there are some organisms such as yeast that can survive in the absence of air. So yeast that can be survive in the absence of air, they called anaerobes. That means that doesn't require any air. They get energy through anaerobic respiration in the absence of oxygen. So in the presence of oxygen means that is aerobic respiration. In the absence of oxygen means there will be and takes place of anaerobic respiration. Example is yeast. In the absence of oxygen, the glucose breaks down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. So in the absence of oxygen, glucose breakdowns into alcohol, carbon dioxide. Don't forget this. In the absence of oxygen, glucose is breakdown into alcohol and carbon dioxide. In the presence of oxygen, the glucose is breakdown into carbon dioxide, water and energy. This is aerobic respiration and this is an aerobic respiration. Next. Say, respiration, oxidation of assimilated molecules releases their bond energy. This is aerobic respiration. This is aerobic respiration. So, here aerobic respiration means already told that is glucose is breakdown in the presence of oxygen in the form of carbon dioxide and water with the releasing of energy. Here carbon dioxide is released out. That is what we are breathe out. What we are breathe out means outgoing air. Breathe in means we are taking in rich in air. We are giving out air that contains carbon dioxide, that is released out. When glucose is converted into mixed with oxygen, that's converted into energy and water with the releasing of carbon dioxide. And this glucose energy is much and more energy is present in sweet products like chocolates, so many things. Which are the sweets? Those sweets are more in glucose. That means that contains in energy. That glucose is easily break down with the help of oxygen and gives energy very quickly. So then, what do you mean by breathe? What is breathe? What is breathe? See here, this red mark indicates that we are breathing. This yellow mark indicates that we are breathe out. ನಾವು ಗಾಳಿಯನ್ನು ಒಳಗಡೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಗಾಳಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಿಡೋದು. ಬ್ರೀದ್ ಇನ್, ಬ್ರೀದ್ ಔಟ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ನೋಸ್. That is breathe in and breathe out. So we are taking air rich in oxygen, that is called, and also giving out air rich in carbon dioxide. So process in which air is taken into and expelled out of lungs. So in general definition is taking air which are rich in oxygen, giving out air which are rich in carbon dioxide. That process is called as breathing. So simple definition if you write means process in which air is taken into and expelled out. Taken into means we are breathe in, and expelled out of lungs means we are expelled means we are breathe out the air through from our lungs through the nose. That is carbon dioxide. If you they ask which is the gas we are breathe in during intake during breathing means oxygen. Which is the gas we are expelled out or breathe out during breathing means that is carbon dioxide. Once again I will repeat: taking air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide, that's called as breathing. That process called as breathing. And next, breathing rate, it's very important. See here, number of times a person breathe in 1 minute. Number of times a person breathe in 1 minute, that is called as breathing rate. That means if a person breathe 15 to 17 times in 1 minute means that is a breathing rate of that person. In the exam they will ask define breathing rating. You should write number of times a person breathes in 1 minute. Number of times a person breathes in 1 minute, that is called as breathing rate. So breathing rate changes as per oxygen demand of body. That means if the body require more oxygen means the breathing rate will be increases. If the body doesn't require more oxygen means the breathing rate of that body that will be decreases. When you are sit freely without doing any work, in that time the breathing rate will be 15 to 17 times. When you are playing or running in the ground, you are playing like football and running, jumping, in that time the breathing rate will be increases, because during that time you should require more energy. For that reason the breathing rate will be more. That means the oxygen requiring of oxygen will be more. That's why the breathing rate will be increases. That means oxygen requirement is more. So when you are sit simply or without doing any work means breathing rate will be less, and when you are playing in the ground by running or playing football like that, the breathing rate will be increases. That means the requirement of oxygen will be more. And next, human respiratory system. Next is first human respiratory system. After that respiratory system in cockroach. Next respiratory system in earthworms, and respiratory or respiration in plants. First one is human respiratory system. See, human respiratory system, this contains in your textbook, in your syllabus, just they give a nasal passage, oral cavity, pharynx, trachea, lungs, ribs and diaphragm. This is the diaphragm. These are called as ribs. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are called as ribs, and this will be protect this lungs. Ribs. This is lungs, and this one is called as trachea, and this is pharynx, and this is nasal passage, and this one is oral cavity. This is a human respiratory system. They will ask draw a neat label diagram of human respiratory system. If they ask like that, you should write this figure and label the parts which are what they given here. That is nasal passage, oral cavity, pharynx, trachea, lungs, ribs and diaphragm. Okay, so we shall move on to one by one. See, so let us now learn about the mechanism of breathing. Normally we take in air through our nostril. Yes, alva. Yes. When we inhale air, when we take in air through our nostrils, ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಮೂಗಿನ ಈ ರಂಧ್ರಗಳಂತ ಕರೀತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗಾಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. When we inhale air, that is it passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. So here will be their nasal cavity. When we inhale air, that will be passes through the nasal cavity. Then from the nasal cavity the air reaches our lungs through the windpipe. The air what we taken, that is enters to the nasal passage in the nasal cavity, that will be reaches to the reaches to our lungs through the windpipe. That will be reaches to our lungs. That reaches to our lungs through the windpipes. Where the lungs are present? Lungs are present in the chest cavity. This cavity is surrounded by ribs on the sides. So lungs is present under this chest cavity. In this one, lungs are present and these are covered by a ribs. What is the help of that ribs? From the floor of the chest. Breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. So breathing means that is the movement of this diaphragm and rib cages. If the rib cages will be expand, mean your diaphragm will be move upward and rib cages will be expanded. Air will be enters to the lungs. So they given here how the changes will be appears in ribs, lungs and diaphragm. During inhalation, ribs move up and outwards and diaphragm moves down. This ribs move up outwards and this diaphragm moves downwards. Then this movement increases space in our chest cavity. That will be gives or creates a space in our chest cavity and air rushes into the lungs. That means that air what we are inhale that will be enters to our lungs. After that the lungs get filled with air. The lungs get filled with air now. Alva. When same thing, when we inhalation, ribs move upwards and diaphragm move downwards. This movement increases space in our lungs. In that time the lungs is get filled with air. During exhalation, what we are breathe out or breathing out or giving out air, that is called exhalation. During exhalation, ribs moves downwards. That means the air will be moves outwards, means lungs will be size of the lungs will be decreases and ribs moves downwards, inwards, while diaphragm moves up to its former position, means original position. This reduces the size of the chest cavity. Then the air is pushed out of the lungs. These movement in our body can be felt. That is, here when the air will be enters to the nostrils and this reaches to the nasal passage and then it comes to the lungs through this windpipe. In that time, these ribs will be expanded and creates more space inside the ribs. Here, then the air enters through the windpipe that reaches to the lungs and lungs will be expanded. Once the lungs will be expanded, means the diaphragm will be move upward. And next, when the air what is present in these lungs, that will be exhalation. In that time the air carbon dioxide will be breathed out. In that time the ribs will be contract and this once again this diaphragm moves their original place. Like this simple explanation of human respiratory system. They given very simple explanation of human respiratory system in your syllabus. So you should try to write this human respiratory system diagram without seeing, because it's very important for your examination. And also in this one important questions is there, that is what is breathing rate, first question. Next, define inhalation, define exhalation. These are the, and also main question is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. These are the important or very important questions in this chapter and in this class also. That is aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, inhalation, exhalation, and also last one is breathing rate. Along with this human respiratory system diagram will be very important. They will not ask they will not explain for this figure. They will ask just draw a neat label diagram of human respiratory system. Okay, you should practice this one and note all the definition what I have told in this class. Those are very important. Thank you, students.